Well, I'm wondering, turning to Twister, your relationship with the guys who ran the wind machines, did you pretty much hate them by the end of the shoot?
I tried to shake hands. Oh God, it was awful. It was awful. And they felt so bad too. They were like, "We're sorry. It's our job. We're supposed to pelt you with stuff."
I didn't have a problem with the wind machine operators. I had a little bit of a problem with the hail guys. They were up about 60 feet above us, pelting us with huge ice chunks. And so, you know, after each take, I'd look up and I'd be like, who is it? You know, who's up there? And they'd be like, sorry, we're sorry, because it was very painful. That part was very painful.
There's a scene in the movie where a tricycle comes flying, gets caught on the hood. It wasn't supposed to get caught on the hood, but since it did, we left it there. It was wild looking at what have you chosen that was flying through the air, and the tricycle is the thing I remember.
Now, you spent a lot of time in a car in this movie. When you're in a car with someone like that, do you guys bond? And did it make you think back to Apollo 13?
We hated each other. We hated each other. I hated the way she played with her hair all the time. I hated just everything about her after a while. No, God, like I said, we were bonded together. We tied ourselves to the saddle horn and we said, Wizard, take us to Oz.
And we learned they would load us up with like food and water, and I'd bring a tape and a book to read in case it was a long setup. It was really 6 weeks just in a car. It was insane.
It was very funny, you know, Helen and Bill and I think we were very kind of polite to one another at the beginning. Hi, how are you? How many kids do you have? What's your dog's name? And by the third week, it was like, you know what, I've heard that story already, okay? Reading like My People magazine. Yeah, great, funny. So, you know, you become close rather quickly.
Yeah, we were brothers in arms, believe me. God, all of us. You know, misery loves company. We were in Iowa during the heat index, like went through the roof, and people were like, you know, their tongues were swelling up, and animals were dropping dead. And God, I mean, so we all suffered together. Listen, while those guys were setting up the shots, you know, me and Helen, we would vamoosio to the air-conditioned trailer. We went through 2 shooting crews. The first shooting crew couldn't take it, so they all went home. And that was political and everything else, but the second shooting crew came in and they stayed till the bitter end.
Throughout the movie, you're wearing this great-looking white outfit. I'm just wondering how hard to keep that clean during the production.
Well, it's so funny. When we first went, I had about 5 outfits, and we had to call for like 10 backup outfits because it was so dirty there. There was so much dust and mud and rain, and so we were constantly, because the point is that she is this very pristine girl who comes and is thrown into this situation that's so you know, unnatural, and so I wanted her to look uncomfortable and unnatural in this situation, so a lot of suits.
You know, Harrison Ford said when they were shooting Star Wars, it was frustrating because they couldn't really imagine how the effects were going to look like. Is that something that you came to identify with?
No, because for 2 reasons. First of all, Jan described to us everything so clearly because he had the whole movie in his mind before we started. And the other thing is that we weren't reacting to nothing because he created storms around us. So we didn't have that. It's like Postcards from the Edge when she's, you know, having to pretend to hang from a cliff. We were actually hanging from the cliffs. So he helped us in that way.